Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new around here, I'm Sam and I make tip videos and tutorials every week to help you improve your art. This week I'm going to be talking through how I drew these owl eyes, if you can see them, in colour pencil. So I'm starting off just on the outline of the eye and using the dark sepia. So I'm not going in with the black first of all, because that's always more difficult to erase. So going in with the dark brown, the sepia in the polychromos, and just mapping out the outline of the owl's eye, just to make sure that I've got everything in the right place before I go in with the rendering of the colour pencil and the colours in the iris of the eye. So everything's just mapping out the dark parts, the darkest shadows, and the pupil, which had quite an odd shape, and just making sure that I'm leaving out the highlights and not filling them in so that they really make the eyes pop and the highlights stay as white as they can be. Just mapping in around the eye, making sure that I'm leaving a gap for the whiteness, and now going in with the yellow glaze and the oranges. These owl eyes were really bright, really vibrant, so it was lots of oranges, lots of reds, bright yellows, and just making sure that I'm building up the layers. I'm going in with the first layer, the yellow to begin with, and then adding some oranges. The top part of the eye, so the part where the eyelid would create some kind of shadow, was very dark red, so I'm just going in with the oranges to begin with and building that up slowly, so not going straight in with the red, because sometimes you can just end up with quite a flat colour then. So I'm going in with the oranges and building it up slowly, glazing over with some yellow and blending those colours together, because you do really want that kind of glassy look of the eye to make it look as real as possible. Going in with some more oranges. You see how many layers it takes to build this up, making sure to leave the highlight of the eye and not fill that in with any colour at all. And now going in with some greys just around the pupil and around those parts of the highlight in the pupil that had some kind of specks of blue and grey, a little bit of black. Okay, there's the black now, so I'm just darkening that up. So once you've got the colours in, you can see where you need to go a little bit darker. So I'm filling in all of the darker areas, all of the blackest parts around the eye, just mapping that out. Very uneven, it wasn't a completely round circle. There were little bobbles on it and everything, so... Okay, going with some Caran d'Ache now. Caran d'Ache black tends to be a little bit more matte because it's white, so it doesn't shine, doesn't create that kind of shine in the camera, so it blackens it up really nicely. And you see I've gone in with the black quite a few times, a few different layers, some greys, some blues and some blacks, just to build up some depth. And with this eye I'm starting with the yellow for some reason, that's quite unusual, and now mapping out the pupil. I think I already had one as a guideline, so I wasn't too unsure of where I needed to be. Some blues in the highlight of the pupil, and going in with some oranges now, just making sure I'm taking care to leave certain areas as light as they need to be and not going too heavy-handed with the pigment to begin with. Glazing with some orange, and now I'm going in and mapping out where the darkest parts around the owl eye is. Mapping those in, taking my time. Again, it's not a complete circle, there are kind of little nodules and bobbles and places that the feathers overlap the eye, so I've been careful just to leave those to make sure that you can add those details later. And that's what really gives it the realism. It's all those tiny little details that you put in that makes the drawing stand out. Darkening up the pupil, adding some blues in the reflection of the sky, darkening up the reds and the oranges, especially in the top part of the eye, making sure they're as dark as they need to be, darkening up the red some more, the orange, and then glazing over with some yellow, just to give it that kind of glassy, shiny look. So darkening up with the Caran d'Ache black, just taking care where that goes. Looking at my reference photo, you can see where those feathers bits overlap into the black now. I've left those white. Just mapping in with the warm grey just where the feather details are. Instead of using the small circles now, which I would for the eye to get that kind of nice finish, I'm now going in with little pencil strokes to map out and give that impression of feathers. So I'm now mapping in with the cold grey, so I've gone warm greys, cold greys, building up the layers again, going from light to dark, just mapping all of those feathers in where they need to be, and all of those different layers of feathers around the outside, making sure I'm leaving that white part, the outer part of the eye, going in with tiny little lines, adding some browns now, tiny little brush strokes, pencil strokes, and now glazing over with some ivory of the Caran d'Ache, really nice wax-based pencil, so get a really nice smooth layer down, blends the pencil nicely, going in with some darker greys now, mapping out those little tiny lines in the feathers. There were some really interesting feather patterns, these little dark spots. I'm just mapping those in. I'm not going in too dark too soon, just making sure I've got them in the right place. Now easier to kind of go over if I've got them slightly wrong. And now I'm sure where they are. I'm going in with some darker, I think this is a dark sepia, and also going in with the black as well. Just mapping in those patterns of the feathers and those little dark lines that come into the white feathers around the eye. So starting to create some shadows with the cold greys and the dark sepia, mapping in that darkest part above the eye. You can see it's starting to create some texture now in the feathers. Shadows below the eye to really make them look like they're sunk in and they're not just stuck on. So it's all these little details that make it look more realistic. So adding the shadows where they need to be and the feather patterns all around the eyes, blending with the Caran d'Ache and just adding some detail to the beak. And all of those dark areas, darkening them up some more with all of the browns, the bistas, the walnut brown, the Van Dyke, and then going into the cold greys, cold grey 6, and then finally into the dark sepia and the black. All around the two, let's see, all of these little details make a big difference, making sure all the dark parts are as dark as they need to be. So you can see layer by layer, adding all of the details. And there you go, there are the finished owl eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's video and got some helpful tips on how to improve your art. Please leave any comments down below of any future videos that you might like to see. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. I look forward to seeing you next time.